Okay, so I saw this on Twitter. It says Michael Jackson, pick one. So I'm going to give you guys my favorite one, and then I'm going to rank all of them just for fun. Okay, so we got Off the Wall, Thriller, Bad, and then we got the Dangerous album, obviously. And so my overall thoughts on this, I'm definitely going with Thriller, and you might say, oh, that's the basic pick. Everybody loves Thriller, general public, and blah, blah, blah. But people love Thriller for a reason. And I've said this before, things are popular for a reason. I'm so sorry. Thriller had no skips. There's so many great songs in this album. Baby Be Mine is definitely one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs. Thriller song was iconic. You had Billie Jean as well. Human Nature tends to be a fan favorite. Pretty Young Thing, Wanna Be Starting Something, etc. I mean, this is a great album no matter what way you slice it and everything. The song you guys hate on this album, I don't get The Girl Is Mine with Paul McCartney. I might be biased. I'm a Paul McCartney fan myself. I saw him live in concert 2019. I have loved Paul McCartney basically my entire life, honestly. But I really enjoyed this song. And, lyrically, you'd think Paul McCartney had some involvement in it, but Michael Jackson solely wrote this song. And, he grew up being a Beatles fan, and we know he bought the catalog and such. So definitely got to give credits to Michael's pen there. But I just thought vocally, both of their parts sounded great. I thought when they sang together, it sounded great. So I will definitely say that. On this album, I feel like Say, Say, Say kind of would have been the better pick, honestly, but I don't even know if they had recorded Say, Say, Say at the time or if they recorded it later, but that song was on Paul McCartney's album Pies of Peace, which was a trash album, by the way, but Say, Say, Say is probably the better collaboration, but I like The Girl Is Mine. It's not a skip to me, and y'all hate on it too much. Even the album cuts on here were really good. I already talked about Baby Be Mine, but, last song on this record is great as well. So, I mean, Thriller, amazing album. Okay, so that's the number one for me. I'm sorry. I think it's his best album. Call me what you want, but it has stood the test of time. Okay, people try to go their whole careers to make a Thriller. Amazing record. At number two, I'm going to say Off the Wall. I think Off the Wall is just an amazing record, especially for the time. I believe this album was released in 79. And so Off the Wall, the song, absolutely amazing. Definitely one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs. And then you also had some really good stuff like Get on the Floor, for example. And even like listening to this album, you can kind of tell the stuff that Justin Timberlake was pulling from in his career. And I know that he's mentioned Michael Jackson as an influence. So, you had that record, which I really like. And then you have some classics on here like Rock With You. Like I just saw this TikTok and the drummer kind of was talking about how he came up with the intro and everything and kind of using his military background, which I feel like was pretty interesting. Don't Stop Till You Get Enough, which is so cool to listen to what's going on sonically there. And it's the Falling in Love. I feel like that's probably an underrated song in the sound that doesn't get talked about a whole lot. I Can't Help It is definitely another favorite for me, and it's too good. It's too good. Another one of my favorite Michael Jackson songs of all time. Just absolutely incredible, that record. The only song I don't like, She's Out of My Life. I think that this song sucks, to be honest with you. I think that it's just so bland in comparison to everything else on the record. That song will never get a 10 from me. It's always going to be a skip. So that's at number two. At number three, I'm going to give it to the Bad album. Bad album is pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not a Thriller, but it's a really good album. It did very well for his career. And I think he said he wanted to outsell the Thriller album, and he didn't, and he was disappointed, but it still sold 30 million copies worldwide or something like that. It still sold a lot of copies. So some of my favorite records on this album. I love Dirty Day Night. I mean, who doesn't love that song? Who doesn't love that song, okay? And the fact that he was, going to perform during that era, and he said he took that song out of the set list, and she wanted him to perform it, and he was like, no, I can't change the show. So we love that, of course. I like the song with Stevie Wonder, Just Good Friends. I think that, yeah, they probably could have made a better collaboration, but I still think it's a good record. Bad, the song, obviously a classic. We know it, we love it. And if you hear that song a cappella, he went off. I am so sorry, okay. Also love stuff like Liberian Girl, Another Part of Me. Those are both really great records in my opinion. Leave Me Alone I thought was really cool with the vocals that are going on here. I don't like Speed Demon. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion or not. Some of my friends really like it because it was in this game or whatever. I don't like that record, to be honest with you, but I think Bad is decent. I think that, Off the Wall, Thriller, they've had more replay value for me, but, I like Bad. I think it's a good album. And at number four, I have the Dangerous album. So Dangerous, it's decent. It has some good records on it, but one day we're going to have the conversation about how you guys overrate the Dangerous album because, I'm not seeing it as being better than Thriller, Off the Wall. Bad, if you want to debate that, then I really don't mind, but it's not better than Thriller, Off the Wall. I'm so sorry you guys overrate Dangerous. So some of my favorite records on this album, In the Closet especially, I thought that the video was great for this. And then I really enjoyed stuff like Who Isn't, Remember the Time is is absolutely incredible, especially that video, the vocals. Yeah, he was singing like rent was due. So of course we love Remember the Time. I also liked Given to Me, for example. Dangerous, the song, is super cool. I don't understand why this wasn't the opener for the album and we got Jam, which is boring as hell. Like, I don't get the appeal of Jam. I don't get the appeal for Jam. Every song you could have opened the album up with and you picked Jam. I don't understand it. Dangerous, the song, that is what should have been the moment for me. I liked Why You Want to Trip on Me. So, I mean, there's good songs in this. But, songs I didn't really go up for. Like I said, I didn't like Jam. Heal the World. I get what the message was. It's just, it's not going to be something that I'm replaying a lot, to be honest with you. Will You Be There? I thought it was boring. Keep the Faith. It wasn't really for me. It's just Michael has these moments where he gets corny and, I get what the message was. But there were just some moments on this album that I didn't really go for. So, yeah, there was some stuff on this album that I liked. There was some stuff on the album that I was kind of indifferent towards or didn't like. But I thought that there was interesting soundscapes on here, especially him tapping into his rock bag moments and stuff like that. And there was some good productions on here. So, I think it's decent, but that is how I would rank these 4 albums. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments. If you only had to pick one Michael Jackson album, which one would you pick and how would you rank these yourself? And let's kind of continue that conversation there. And on my main YouTube channel, Anastasia25, eventually I'm going to do a video and ranking his 6 core albums. And on that channel, I've basically done reactions to all these albums. So I never heard Off the Wall, so there's a full video on that. Thriller, I just did it for the 2 songs that I hadn't heard before. And so you can check that out as well. And for Bad, it was basically kind of more on the same. And then Dangerous, never heard that, So I did videos for that and Invincible and etc. So you guys can check that out as well.